Hi guys, my name is Tito. I make videos on personal finance and investing, and in this video I want to talk about how you should invest if you are a young person in your 20s, especially if you live in Africa. Now, there are lots of creators here on YouTube who have addressed this topic, but most of them live in more developed countries where the dynamics of life are just different. So I want to tailor this video for the young African in their 20s. Now, viewers watching from the Americas or Europe or Australia or Asia, do not worry. The fundamentals will be basically the same, but I'll just try and, adjust things for the young African viewer. Now, I've got lots of value to share and there's a tendency for me to get carried away. So let me just do this before I do get carried away. Please, guys, like this video by clicking on the like button just underneath the video. You know the like button is just that thumbs up button underneath the video, and subscribe to my channel as well if personal finance and investing videos are your cup of tea. It would mean the world to me if you did these things. And so if you've done it, thank you for doing it, and let's jump into the video. Now, I'm going to list some things that you should invest in your 20s, but first we've got some ground to cover. Now, going by my analytics of this channel, the second largest proportion of my viewers are people in their 20s, and your 20s really are the best time to start investing. Well, technically, your teenage years are the best time to start investing, but most people don't learn about investing up until their 20s. And what is investing? Basically, investing is putting away some money so that it will appreciate or generate an income for you in your future. So basically, the younger you are when you start investing, the more future there is ahead of you for your money to make more money or to grow. And the major advantage of investing is that by taking action in your present by investing, you are guaranteeing yourself an income or a higher net worth in the future. And who doesn't want more money, even if it is future money? And like I said, the earlier in life you begin investing, the more money your invested funds will make for you as long as you leave it to grow over a long period of time. And this is possible because of something called compound interest. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a video on compound interest yet, so I'll just leave a definition of it in the description box below. And if you consistently invest in good and safe investments in your 20s and for say 20 years, you will have more money to have a nicer life in your 40s and beyond, a much nicer life. For example, say that you're 20 and in January you decided that every month you will save 10,000 naira and you're going to do this for 20 years. By the time you turned 40, you would have saved 2.4 million naira. But now let's say that rather than saving 10,000 naira every month for 20 years, you invested 10,000 naira every month for 20 years. And you invested it in an investment that gives you an annual rate of return of 10%. If you did that, by your 40th birthday, you'd have 7.627 million naira. Compare that to what you would have gotten if you were just saving for 20 years. That's the difference between saving and investing. So hopefully, now that I've gotten your attention and sparked your interest, here are 7 things that you can do to get started on your investment journey in your 20s. Number 1, learn about investing. You don't even need to learn that much at this stage. When I started investing back in 2006, I only knew about mutual funds. And my plan back then was just to invest in it and leave it to grow for at least 10 years. And gradually, little by little, I learned more and more about investing. So what I recommend to you is to learn what the different types of investments there are. Learn about the risky ones and the not so risky ones. Now, don't worry, I kind of have you covered. I have a couple of videos on the different kinds of investments. You can click on the card in the corner of the screen to check them out. But aside from that, there are lots of other online resources that you can check out to learn the different kinds of investments that exist. Number 2, start safe, start simple, start immediately. Now, no matter how young or old a person is, whenever someone asks me about what to invest in for the first time, I always recommend that first-time investors invest in something that's safe and probably simple as well. Things like index funds or guaranteed mutual funds or bond mutual funds. Investments that will at least preserve your capital, meaning that they may not gain that much or earn you that much money in the short term, but at least they will not drop in value. They will preserve the value of your capital. And you can do index funds with apps like Bamboo. You can do bond mutual funds and guaranteed mutual funds with companies like FBN Quest, ARM, or Stanbic IBTC Asset Management. All these companies have websites. You can check their websites out to learn more. And Of course, consult with your finance professional or an investment professional for the proper guidance before investing. But once you've done that, and if they give you the green light, you can proceed to open an account with any one of these companies and you can start investing as early as this week. Number 3, invest as much as you can in your 20s. The beauty of getting into investing in your 20s is that at this stage of your life, you don't have that many financial responsibilities. Typically, finance experts recommend that people invest at least 10% of their income. And these people include people that have families, people that have kids and a spouse, and have all kinds of bills to pay and expenses. But in your 20s, most people don't have these bills to pay because usually they live at home with their parents and they're pretty much taken care of, more so in Africa than in more developed nations. And as a result, because they don't have mouths to feed and they have a roof over their head and whatnot, people in their 20s can afford to invest a larger proportion of their income or their allowance in investments, more than people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and upwards. Also, because you don't have as many responsibilities in your 20s, or at least in most of your 20s, you can afford to make riskier investments. Because as the rule says in economics, the higher the risk, the higher the returns. Certain investments with high levels of risk tend to have higher levels of or higher rates of return attached to them. So if you were to invest most or even all of your money in your 20s in an investment and that investment were to go bust, it would hurt, but you wouldn't be homeless. You'd still be under your parents' roof. You'd still have food on your table. You wouldn't have that luxury if you were in your 30s with a spouse and children, because a failed investment at that stage of your life could mean financial ruin, it could mean your spouse and your kids suffering, or it could even mean you being homeless. So even though you started safe, as you grow older in your 20s, consider investing in slightly more risky investments with higher rates of return attached to them. But as usual, do your research and consult with a finance or investment professional before investing in anything. Number 4, consider investing in stocks of companies that you love and feel will be around for a long time. Now, if you want to own a piece of some of your favorite companies that you feel will be around for years and years, then the sooner you invest in them, the better. And your 20s is a prime window for you to do that. I can only imagine what my portfolio would have been like if I could have invested in companies like Google, Apple, Netflix, and Amazon in my 20s. Well, granted, the technology wasn't available back then and fractional investing wasn't a thing, but it would still have been a great thing to do back in my 20s. I would have been so rich right now. Number 5, cultivate the habit of budgeting, tracking your expenses, and setting savings goals. Investing in your 20s won't be nearly as effective as it could be without you developing certain positive money habits like budgeting, tracking your daily, weekly, and monthly expenses so that you know what your monthly and your yearly living costs are, and also setting savings goals with targets attached to them, which would motivate you to keep on saving and investing. Doing some of these simple things would really help you be more responsible with money and could literally help you save millions throughout the course of your life. Number 6, start a business or a side hustle. Dear person in your 20s, you may not know it, but you have more free time on your hands than you think, especially if you just finished university. So see if you can convert that free time into some extra cash by maximizing the internet, by maybe starting an online business to help you increase your earning potential. For instance, you could start selling services on websites like Fiverr. Number 7, keep your costs low. Resist the temptation to waste money or to buy things to impress people, and try and keep your costs low so that you can invest in more things. And also resist the temptation to indulge in unnecessary spending once you start making more money, once your income begins to increase, when you start working or when you start getting promotions and start getting better paying jobs. Cultivating this discipline will help you save lots and lots of money throughout your life. Trust me. So those are my 7 tips on getting started with investing in your 20s. The 3 most important of which are start safe and start simple, start immediately, and develop good money habits. And I think your unique advantage as a person investing in your 20s in this era is that you have so many more opportunities thanks to the internet and smartphone technology, which have made so many more things possible in this time, things that weren't even possible even 5 years ago. You now have access to so much more information and to so many more investment opportunities, many of which have some really good rates of return, opportunities that exist even both locally and internationally. Today, you can get on your phone and create an investment account, fund that account, and you can start investing today. But 10 years ago, this wasn't possible. Then you'd still have to go to an office, pick a form, fill the form, then transfer money into your account once the account has been created, wait for that money to clear, then get on the phone or send an email for them to make an investment on your behalf. This process could take days. But today, you can do all that from the convenience of your home at a fraction of the cost and in a fraction of the time. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did and you didn't hit the like button earlier, please do that by clicking on the like button, because YouTube loves it when you guys engage with our videos by liking it or by dropping a comment. So please do that. And also, if this is the kind of content that speaks to you, first of all, have a look around, because I have lots of other videos on investing. So please check those out, and then also subscribe to my channel as well. And if you do subscribe, please turn on the notifications bell and set it to all so that you're notified whenever I put out a new video, because if you don't, good old YouTube will not notify you whenever I drop a new video on Wednesdays. It's a huge issue that us YouTubers have with YouTube. We're trying to iron it out, but YouTube seems to be turning a deaf ear to the whole thing. So please click the notifications bell and set it to all. That way you'll never miss an upload. Finally, if you know some cool 20-something-year-olds who are all about their money, then copy the link to this video and send it to them via Telegram or WhatsApp, or share it with them via the share feature underneath this video. You can tweet it at them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video, which should be how to invest in your 30s. Those are people in my age bracket. Thanks once again, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.